Hello everybody, it's Retro Robbins here. Yesterday I did a live stream where you saw me soldering on the micro switches. Today I'm just going to do a little recording and show you the way I solder on the diodes. Because I've got a microscope with a 7-inch display on it, I can probably show more accurately and clearly the way to do it. I'll be soldering mainly the diodes on and maybe a couple of resistors as well. So without no further ado, let me enlarge the picture for you and show you a clear picture of my man at work. You're not going to need to see my hands moving, however, you will like to see the big picture of this. So if that's okay, slightly on a twisted angle, but you're going to get the general idea, so that should be fine. Once the camera steadies, there we go, that's going to be a pretty clear picture. Let me just adjust this slightly. And I'll try not to knock the camera while working. There we go. And away we go. Right, as you can see, there's the LED keyboard just there. Just waiting for my soldering iron to warm up, which is here. And as always, good tip management is required. Just give a nice good clean tip. That way you have no issues in a bit. Now, because I'm doing the diodes today, I'm going to get some diodes out ready. Oops. Once I find where I put them, that is. I do prepare these things, you know. And I think that these are the... Yep, the diodes, as you can see there. They're indicated with they are polarity. The line is the one that you need to put exactly on the board. Let me show you on the board. You see the line just there, indicated just there. Well, that basically is telling you to put this sort of that way round. Yeah, so you're going to be looking at doing that. What I tend to do is I get these all ready by placing them out a little bit before soldering them on. So what I'll do here is I've got my little tray, a little black tray. I know you can't see much in a moment, but I'll just leave you that picture a minute while I just open them. Open a few diodes up really. I've never lost a single component in doing this, and I'm not going to plan to do it today just because I'm streaming live. There we go, that's better. Now, there's the components that I'm soldering in, and what I'll do is I'll twist them so they're all facing the right way for me to pick up. I mean, I can see with my bare eyes which way they've got to go. I don't need the microscope to do this, of course. I'm only putting the microscope there to give you a clearer picture of what I'm doing. So once I've turned a few over, that's it, ready. And ooh, there's one over there, isn't there? There we go. Then I'm ready to pick them up. So I'll just move that out of the way for now. We'll just start with E because he's in the picture. And simple trick to do this is to get your soldering iron. Let me just free the wire. I've got the wire trapped there for a minute, and drop it onto the pad. Just give it a second or two to heat the pad up. Then place the solder up to it, and it'll fill the pad. Whoops. Quite nicely. Once I get it in place, there we go. See that? And you get a nice little blob there. Once you've got that blob, just add a bit more solder to that, just to make sure. It doesn't matter how much solder you add, just you can't really go over the top. There we go, that's better. That's a better blob, isn't it? Little blob of solder there. Then using my tweezers, which are these devices here. It's always good to have a good pair of tweezers, especially, you know, try and not get them magnetised. Now, the important thing is to get it in the right direction. Place it down on your... Yeah. Now, the simple thing is just to plonk the iron straight on top of that blob of solder. like so. And as soon as it goes flux, see, just shove that in, do it like that, and then just pull your solder away, and it'll dry. And you can see how strong it is. I'm just going to move that. You know you've got a good grip, but if you want to be a perfectionist, you can, you can really fill the pad up with it. Anyway, that's a good strong hold. So, under the microscope, that looks like it's a spike, but if you put your finger on it, or thumb, it's as flat as it comes. It looks like a spike, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just the way I've pulled the soldering iron away. So that was the easy part of that bit. The harder part, of course, you rotate it round to suit yourself, is doing the other side. Now there is a couple of ways to do this. For instance, I tend to put the solder up to it like that, place the soldering iron on top before it, and then just go into it like that. And you can just rub it across a little bit, and then you get a nice, see that? And you could, once that side's done, you can, if you want to reflow that side, you can. And there you go, you got a nice little ramp either side there. Excuse me. So that's that one. Once again, we're going to move into, that's the little diagram you get. The resistor I'm going to put in, each resistor varies to what colour diode what colour LED you're using. You'll have a different resistor. For instance, the blue LED uses a 0 ohms resistor, and so on and so forth. But you'll see that as I go along. So once again, get your soldering iron in place, drop that down there, heat up the pad for a few seconds, in you go. You see how it fills the pad up, and pull away. And then you've got a nice little blob of solder. So I've got sticky fingers today. It's all the flux it gets on your fingers, and it's not the only thing you have to clean is the soldering tip. Sometimes you have to clean your fingers as well. Okay, now place that in place ready. Preparation, as always, is the key to success. Just drop that on top of there like so. As soon as you see it get molten, give it a few extra seconds if you want. Just shove it in, pull away. And there you go, look. A nice, good, solid, strong hold. That's good continuity there. And there we go. So it's as easy as that. Move on to the next one. Okay. There we go. And because I've got all these diodes twisted round the right way, it only takes me a few seconds to pick each one up. Once you've done that, I'm on TRI. Oops. Just trace that one later. Oh, there it is. That was easy, wasn't it? It's only landed back in the tray. Oops. Try not to bash the camera too often with my head. Drop that down there, push it in, pull away. Oh, there you go. That's nicely done. You can go all the way along and solder one side at a time, but I tend to just do them as I go along. So you can use the tip tin your, it sort of flows round your soldering iron into place. And there's your T done. So let's move down to Y. And why not? Sorry about the pun. So once again, soldering iron onto the pad. Take your solder up to the, fill the pad. Don't be scared to shove the solder on. Plenty of, a good blob of solder doesn't hurt anything. Just turn my tray with my diodes on around a little bit. I've got the tray on a slight slope, you see. Makes it easy. Oops. Not happy with that. You know, I like my tweezers to be at the end, like that, at the end of the, see that, I've got it at the end. You can see the little silver pad that's going to be biting into this solder in a minute. Okay. Oops. There we go. It's nicely done. Remember, once you get it tacked into place, you can always reflow it if you wish. There we go, and I'll just reflow that for you. Whoops, we don't want a spike, do we? There we go. It's a nice little ramp that is either side. And that's what you aim to get it. And of course all the flux residue, if I quickly show you, we'll clean off with a bit of IPA. And have I got any buds handy? I have indeed, yeah. Dirty ones at that. So it looks messy, doesn't it? Yeah, but once you've, where are we? White. Once you get a bit of IPA in it, look, it'll clean up just nice and it'll look really smart. There we go. Because I'm going to put them in a bath in a bit. And of course dry it off a little bit. There we go. And of course once you've done that, if you want to reflow anything, I'm just looking at that LED actually. There's a little, see that little spike there? I don't think it's going to affect anything, but we'll just, oh, it's not really a spike, is it? There's nothing there, it's just a scratch on the board. There's a little track that goes across there. Let me just show you with a, there's a little, well, here we are. There's a little track that goes from that pad to there, and then it goes down there. So as you can see, you go up there, that hits your resistor, there's your resistance into your LED, down, and of course that's your test hole there. But there's a little track there, and all that is a little bit of the whites come away and it's revealing the track. Other than that, the LED is nice. I can actually show you that working in a minute. I'll show you that working. I haven't changed my battery yet in me what's name, so it should not do it any harm. Where are we? We're on Y? Okay, why not? So let's just put the positive there. And there's the test hole for that, and there's your light. And that one's the green one. Okay. That's the way I test the LEDs. The battery is absolutely gone in my multimeter. That's why even that little LED, there wasn't even enough power in that. But that's good, because I like that, because you don't want to burn any LEDs out. So I like a flat battery. Otherwise it'd be there could be too much power out of a 9-volt battery. Well, you don't exactly get a true 9 volts. You probably get about 3.5 volts through it, so it's not a problem. Right then, don't quote me on that, of course. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't make it. Whoops. Don't worry about that little bit that just flicked off. Boom. Because that will just flow away. Look, you just back to blow it away. Well, almost. Well, where were we? We're on you, aren't we? We're on you. Yep, so once again, as I say, preparation's a key to success. Get that ready in place. See, what I do here is you've got a little bit of force when you're pressing down on it. Because nothing's actually strapped down. Let me put that in the centre. Drop your iron on top of your solder. Let it get molten. Once it's got molten, just push that in. You can push it in gently, or give it a good shove, pull away. And then of course, once you've got the grip, look. Nice grip. And all these little solder bits that might flick off, you can clean them up later with some IPA. There you go, that's a lovely job, isn't it, that one? Beautiful. Much like myself. Oh, please. Does he love himself, this kid? No. I like being ugly. Right. People let me out in junctions when they see me, they feel sorry for me. There we go, just let it heat up again. Oh, it's doing nicely actually. The only problem I've got is I'm slipping all over the shop. See how it suddenly instantly takes? I like that. I've got my solder wrapped around all sorts here. Well, bit of an eye opener this, isn't it, eh? Well, I wasn't pleased with that. That didn't go too well, did it? There we go, that's better. Just reflow that other side. We'll leave a spike there for you. There's no spike, it's flat. It looks like there is, but it isn't. It's just the last little bit. Don't forget, we're under a very powerful microscope. And it can make anything look hideous. But to the naked eye, it's a really good job. Now, on the pad, fill the pad up with solder. There you go. So that's the way it should do. You can go along and do a few if you want. It's good to do it that way as well because your soldering iron stays nice and fluxy. There we go, two ready to do. And to be fair, diodes are the smaller the components, they're most now quite resilient to heat they are, so you do have time. But don't forget, you're not actually putting heat on the diode here, you're putting it on the pad. So your diode just simply goes in, like so, and pull that away. See, once you get your soldering iron in place, you push it up to your soldering iron, and it sort of acts as a stopper. Doing more gaming videos. Tried a little live stream last night for the first time in ages, but just me playing various games. I was in a good mood. It was great. It was a great achievement on the Kickstarter to get 1.5 mil and still only 3 days. Well, there was 3 days to go, and now it's counting down in the hours. There you go. That's a nice result. See that? Lovely little result there. That is actually quite good soldering on that LED, believe it or not. It just looks so bad under a microscope, doesn't it? It's got really good continuity, and what I try to do with the LED, I want to put as little solder on as possible, because if you've got big blobs of solder either side, you're going to stop the light from escaping, aren't you? So the more light they can get out, the better. The better the effect on the keyboard. I'll have a peep, please, Bob. Oh, dying to say that. There you go. Oh well. Oh, that one didn't take, but don't worry, if there's solder on the soldering iron, look. It'll take it off the soldering iron and put it on. Add a little bit more to that, I think. I wasn't too happy with that. There you go. Little wiggle left and right helps sometimes as well. And you can, because you can see the line, you can see they're all in the right way. Yeah. And that looks a bit messy, doesn't it? But looks messy, but as I say, once you clean it with IPA, which if you have any doubts at all, you know, to say you don't think it's, give it a good clean with the IPA, using an earbud, and that'll give you a better picture of how clean it is. Right, see, it isn't too bad, is it at all? Once it's cleaned up, it looks alright. These are good. How did the shaman ever get away with that? These are good. Oh, that's beautiful. This is not the once I put it in the little bath that I've got, and as you can see the track there. It's just let me just show you. See that there? There's a little bit of the track underneath it that goes across, and obviously when you've soldered that, a little bit flaked off, that's all, a bit of the shielding, but that doesn't matter because, you know, it can be linked quite frankly. But that's that done, so let's have a look at what we've got left to do. We've got a W. W for my name is Wayne, although for my YouTube channel I'm known as Retro Robbins. New YouTube channel, of course. But you have to start somewhere, and you want to learn by giving it a go. And now there we go. See how that just took away the solder that was bridged against the two there. And if you enjoy it and people like listening to your content, then that's good. Some people do, so it's good. For instance, I do like watching Tech Mob, is it? He's talk about his different hi-fi equipment and old forgotten sound formats, so I've subscribed to him. I enjoy watching that. I do like watching Nostalgia Nerd, although he almost looks a bit too professional. I like a bit more raw, bare bones, to be honest. You know, what people are doing for themselves. There's no big... he's good, don't get me wrong. Who else do I watch? Aaron. Aaron from up in... I think he's around Blackpool area. Or he's North Way. And his channel's known as 42. He's good. He's good to watch. He does some interesting stuff. And his opinions as well. He has an opinion as well. An opinionated one he's done recently, which, you know, I kind of agree with everything he's got to say. Because he just basically talks, well, common sense, really. You know. Common sense is something you either got or you haven't. Because there are a few idiots around, unfortunately. And when I say that, people who decide to go and burn 5G masks because they think it's the cause of the coronavirus. Well, let's be honest, they're idiots. Yeah. So I like people that talk sense. And where are we? What letter are we? Oh, Q. Oh, that's cute. Sorry about that. Oh, where's my solder gun? Before I add the solder to that, I need to cough. I do excuse me, please. Don't worry, you don't need to have a mask on if you're an idiot watching. Oh no, I'm going to catch corona over the internet. No, you're not, because first of all, I haven't got it, and secondly, you can't get it through. Yeah. There is probably somebody out there that actually thinks you could get coronavirus from somebody coughing on TV. There's always an idiot somewhere. Most of the people that I work with think I'm an idiot. They don't. Of course they don't. I don't think I'm that intelligent to be an idiot. Right, here we go. It's going rather well, isn't it? Let's get the diodes on. I'm going to get the resistors in place. I'll at least do a couple of them because I don't want to make this video too long. That was nicely done. See how that just beautifully done that is. That was nicely done, nicely done. Nicely done, nicely done. Well done, Wayne. So it took you years, you're getting quite good at this. These kits are from Pete from ZX Renew, just showing you how easy they are to do. They are enjoyable, without doubt. You know, if you want to spend 5 minutes relaxing, just solder one of these up. It's, you know, I enjoy it. I don't get a backache or anything like that, or a neck ache, because I'm not leaning down anymore, but I'm a fairly fit lad for my age. Fit as in healthy, not in looks. Bald is beautiful. The way I explain baldness to people is, listen, we've evolved from apes. And apes had the maximum amount of hair. And bald people have got the minimum amount of hair. So that just means I'm further along the evolutionary scale than they are. So hairy people out there, you're a few million years behind me. Or 1,000. A few 1,000 years behind me. If you've got hair, you're behind the times. I want to know, somebody said to me, you either go bald and balmy or grey. Is that right? You go bald or balmy, bald and balmy or grey. So why do the bald people get the balmy as well? At least the grey people can dye their hair, can't they? Oh well. I'm just tinning one pad, ready, so as I can not have to worry about doing it in a minute. Lovely. I had to say a word related to weld, didn't I? Hey. I know I shouldn't entertain that. I do apologise. It's just my sense of humour. It's ridiculously stupid. Like myself. So here we go. Look, I've done each one of the one there, one there, one there. Whoops, one there. The problem is there's like a bar on this microscope that gets in the way sometimes, and you know. Once again, preparation. Where are we? We're on S, are we? We've us. Have I done an A? I haven't done A yet. Okay. Get that into place. Bring your soldering iron into place. Drop it down. As soon as you see it go molten, in, out. There you go. Nicely done. Just reflow that, shall I? In, out. There you go. That's better. Much better. If you're wondering why I'm not doing it as fast as possible, I haven't. I normally put all these in the right way around, don't I? In. Of course, you don't have to re-add solder once you've got it in. Oh, that one's going to get. Oh no, I can just about get to D, can't I? Hold on. D is a bit awkward. The bar's in the way. Why is D awkward? Ah, okay. Let's just do it that way. That's it. That'll do me. Doesn't look to be enough solder on that, but we'll find out in a moment. That's nicely done. And I've done it for D. This one's going to be a fabulous job. See what I did there? Fantastic. Okay, I'm on the G for the diode. Could be a good job or a great job. There you go, it's a great job. And we're going to get one for H. I'm just twisting the diode round at the moment. In we we go, away we go. Beautiful. Much like myself. So, let's have a look. Oops, I've just headbutted the camera again. There we go. Shall we do that? A? No, I'm saying I'm doing A, not asking a question. Whoops, turn it. So you can do that as well. If you've got solder on your tip of the soldering iron, you know. Whoops. The D was the hard one to get to, wasn't it? Didn't need to put solder on that then. Sometimes you've got enough solder on the soldering iron itself. Just pulling a bit more solder through my fingers. Yeah, that's nicely done. JJ. So I've got to get some more diodes out, have I? Yep, got a few more diodes to put out yet. Got quite a few to do actually, but I won't concentrate on the diodes on this. I'm going to put a few resistors in, show you a few resistors before the video gets too long. It's already up to 31 minutes and I don't want to be, you don't want to spend all day watching me soldering resistors in. You want to see me doing something else, of course. So, something else is what I'm going to do. Where are we? We've done H, we're up to J. And let's plonk that there, in, out. There we go, beautiful. Better kick along with this. Oh dear. I know what you're thinking. Why are you still watching? And I'm thinking the same. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think that's my phone's alarm telling me to wake up. Good timing that, isn't it? Lovely timing actually. Got one in, got one in. Yeah, lovely timing. Right, where are we? Didn't I do enter last time? Ah. Oh, yes. Oops. No, that doesn't look right, does it? Oh, I see. I just need to reach up and press it down. There we go. Yeah, it was standing up a touch. It's standing proud, is it? No, it looks like it's standing proud, but it's not. It's quite level. Just a minute. Let me stop you from ringing, please. Hello? Is this 1111? Can you ring 9999 because my finger's stuck? Oh, old joke. The days that you used to have a telephone that you used to put your finger in and dial. Oh dear me. Oh, here we go. That was nicely done, wasn't it? You know, on the microscope you sometimes can't tell it, but the solder is actually facing upright, and I'm trying to put it to the ends and I'm nowhere near it. There we go. I thought there was enough solder on there, sorry, my mistake. There we go. Now when it starts to run up the soldering iron, you've got to give your soldering iron a clean, because the solder wants to run up to the hottest part as always. Have I done Jane? No, I haven't, have I? There we go. Oh, that, I don't like that. There we go. Reflow it, nicely done. Okay, have I done K? No, I haven't. See how it took then? It takes it off the soldering iron if you get it right. You know you've got a good connection when it just sucks it towards the pad. Like that. That's what you want to do, is get it to suck towards the pad. Nicely done. And I think I've done that one, haven't I? Yes, indeed I have. What we got left to do, a couple more, and then we can start putting a few diode resistors in, sorry. And the resistors we got, I'm going to do the red ones. I've got them marked, look. Are for red, and they are. You just zoom in on that for you. I'll try and keep my hand steady. Right, here we go. Whoops, wrong way. $1800. There we go, and that's for the red, which are the red ones, which is going to be caps. And if you're not sure, because obviously you've if you've done it right, and I say that the best way to do it, if you're not sure which ones are red, just test them, doesn't hurt. For instance, like the caps one. And we caps yet? There we go, there's caps, look. There you go, there's red there. A should be red. S should be red, I believe. S should be red. No, I don't think, no, S isn't red, sorry. W should be red. Yep, there's my battery gone in my multimeter. And then it should be 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and I bet you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Do we get a dusty bin? Only if you make a real mess of it. Gets to go in the bin. There you go. That also lets you know that you've got good connection between there to there, from there. That looks a bit of a bulge, but it's not, it's quite level to there. So yeah, if you're not sure, do that, test it that way. That way you know that you're putting the right resistor in the right place, you know, because each different LED has a different type of resistors. For instance, the blue is the 0 ohms. And I can always remember that one. I think I've done one already. See, there's the 0 ohms resistor there. Then you've got, obviously, that is your LED with your micro switch. If you notice, you've got lines around the outside to get it clearly in place. And then you've got your diode, which, let me just give it a quick check with the yeah, I think I haven't, I thought enter was soldered as well, but it doesn't look as if there's enough solder there, does it? But there is. Let's see if you get a nice clear picture. How's that? How's that? I'm going to make sure 100%. Oh yeah, you can see clearly there's enough solder there. Clearly. Yeah, clearly there's enough solder there. So, yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to do the red, are we, shall we say? Let me just, before we do the red, we're just going to use up these last two loose diodes on caps, for instance. There's caps. Remember, iron against, it's going to be the same principle. Always remember you can rotate the board round to suit you. Everyone's slightly different. See that? My solder's curled up there and it just looks like it's in place and it's not. There we go. How's that? So just turn me diodes over. Happy little diodes. Happy little diodes. That's somebody's YouTube channel, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Where did I hear that? Well, happy little diodes. Oh, Ben from Bite Delight. It's he was mentioned it on one of his shows, didn't he? On one of his little live broadcasts. I enjoy watching Ben, but he does go off a little bit on different subject matters. You know, I like to watch him doing his soldering or talking about repairing his spectrums and or toast racks, or even you know, I think he should placed a video on the pick and place machine. I've not really got to see one of them in action because I was there was a Kickstarter on a budget pick and place machine that people could have got involved a while back. I'd seen it and I didn't know what a Kickstarter was back then. I only knew what a Kickstarter was when I needed to know what a Kickstarter was. And that was not taking, has it? Not taking this time. See, sometimes it doesn't take. Just keep. Don't be afraid to keep going back. Sorry about my fingers. They're in a mess, I know. There we go. Let me just clean my soldering iron because the solder's run a little way up the tip. I'll just stab myself. Well, at least I've sorted the wound out straight away because it was with the soldering iron I stabbed myself. So it's sort of well, these things happen, and unfortunately for me, they happen quite regular. Now I'm just taking out the first set of resistors for the red. And of course, remember when you do this don't worry about which way round they go. There's no need, but it's just nice to get them all the same way, just for neatness reasons, really. There's no particular direction you need to put them in. Quick advert there coming up. ZX Renew. www. It's a good little nifty little sign he's got there, isn't it? Right. So we'll start with caps. Just going to turn it round so it's the other way round. That way you keep your soldering iron away from any particular components. And if you've got a little weight, like so, just weigh the board down a little bit because it's hanging off at the back. Okay, so once again, tin, there we go, and there's more weight, look. But we don't need it for that, do we? It's A's, there's a red one. Tin, beautiful. So we've got the cap, so let's do the first resistor. Once I get them one way around, I like to stick them all the same way. I just extra like that. So now, because they're, I don't know, shall I have double O down? Have the one up. Yep, there we go. I'm going to put double O down. And once again, drop your soldering iron on top of that once it goes molten. Push that against your soldering iron, pull your soldering iron away, and you'll get a good grip. If you want to reflow it, now's your time. Oops. That's better. Stay away, obviously, from the LED. So the last thing you want to do is mess that up because it's right in the middle of everything. That's why I do that first. That's beautiful. That's a nice job. Yeah, once it's tacked into place, shall we give that a clean up so you can see the finished result? Get some IPA. Now, I wouldn't have made a video if I didn't have a few spares. You can see it nicely cleaned up. Get rid of all the extra flux. And over the LED, so as you've got a nice bright LED. There you see. Be even cleaner than this when I'm finished, because what I tend to do